welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a massive book haul. So I'm going to try to get through all of these books. I don't know if I can. I may end up splitting this video into two halves because it's no way I can talk about all the books that I purchased last week in this video. So I want to start off with just going ahead and introducing two books that I actually bought from two different independent bookstores. So I end up getting Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. This has been on my Libby for months. When I tell y'all, that book is literally I've been waiting months to read this book on Libby, and I know a lot of people are with this library is free, but sometimes you just can't wait. So I ended up getting this from Madu. So if you're from Atlanta, you already know what Madu is. It is a Black-owned independent bookstore in Greenbrier Mall. And I'm actually so glad that they are still there, even though they did not have a lot of selections when it came to like the books that I was actually looking for. I was able to find this. So y'all know how I am about full price books, but I ended up buying it anyway because I saw it and I really wanted it. So I really got my kick on Octavia Butler when I actually read Kindred. So Kindred is really like to me, it's historical, like science fiction. So I absolutely loved Kindred. I loved the audio, and I've heard a lot of great things about Parable of the Sower. So I'm really going to be excited to read this. So I'm only going to read maybe like the first two sentences of each book so that this video is absolutely not as long. And after about 35 minutes, I'm probably just going to do a part two so I don't have like a ton of footage to just edit. So this book is about when global climate change and economic crisis lead to social chaos in the early 2020s. California becomes full of dangers, from pervasive water shortage to masses of vagabonds who would do anything to live to see another day. So that is by Octavia Butler. Okay, and the next book that I purchased from Acapella Books. So y'all actually saw footage of that last week in my video when I went to Acapella Books. So I did get this book by Kaylynn Bayron. I absolutely have, I think I have two of her books. I have two of her books that I have not read yet, but I am excited to read this. I know that it's hardcover, but that's all right. So it's called You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. This is a YA. She does write YA books, so this is YA. So if you're interested, this is a YA. And let's see. It says, Charity has the summer job of her dreams, playing the final girl of Camp Mirror Lake. Guests pay to be scared in the full contract terror game. As Charity and her summer crew recreate scenes from a classic slasher film, The Curse of Camp Mirror Lake, the more realistic the fear, the better for business. But on the last weekend of the season, Charity's co-workers begin disappearing, and when one ends up dead, Charity's role as the final girl suddenly becomes all too real. So I was not leaving this. So I definitely picked up that. So I'm actually trying to see like what order I want to go in. I'm trying to see, should I do all my Books a Million books first? Actually, I'm going to go in the order of the video. So the next place that I went was Second and Charles. Yes, they're all still in bags. Because I need to actually go buy a bin so that I can store them properly. Because y'all know we're still in a rental home until our house is completely renovated from the house fire last year. So hopefully we'll be back home soon where y'all can see my aesthetically pleasing bookshelf. But until then, I just have this little end table. So when I can't even tell y'all how much money I spent, but just know that majority of these, of course, were on sale. So these came from Second and Charles. So these came from Second and Charles. So I ended up finding some Kennedy Ryan books, but y'all, it took me an hour to find these. And he also, the guy was really nice, and he helped me look, and he was like, it says that we have them, but I don't see them. He was like, maybe someone bought them, because he was basically like, sometimes their system, their inventory doesn't update like it should. So when I was literally headed to the checkout, I saw all of her books on the end cap, but these were the only 3 left of this series. And then they had Before I Let Go, and that was completely it. He said that they rarely get people sell back Ryan Kennedy books. People don't sell them back that often, because he said I wasn't even the only person that came in looking for her books. So I ended up getting these, because these are the ones that I saw at Ollie's, y'all. These were $4 at Ollie's. So when I went back to get them, they were gone, of course. So it's Block Shot, Hook Shot, and a Long Shot. So it is a trilogy, and it says, if Jared Foster had $1 for every time Banner Morales made his heart skip a beat, the heart everyone assumes is frozen over, he'd be richer than he already is. He's found success as a sports agent, but by always assuming no means I'll think about it. And he knows Banner's thinking about him. Her simmering anger, the way she puts him in his place, foreplay. She thinks she's won the game, but they're just getting started. And then Hook Shot, I'm not reading them in order of the way that they're supposed to be read, but Hook Shot is about a single divorced dad in the final years of his basketball career. Keenan Ross's perfect life has blown up in his face. He's still picking up the pieces when he meets Lotus Dupree, a wildflower, a storm, a kick to his gut, and a wrench in his plans from the moment their eyes meet. He promised himself he'd never trust a woman again, but he's never wanted anyone the way he wants Lo. And when I tell y'all, Ryan Kennedy, y'all, her books are so beautiful. They're just amazing. Like the way she writes is just, y'all, I can't even explain. The way she writes her books are so heartfelt, heartwarming. They're amazing. I absolutely cannot wait to read these. So Long Shot is about Iris Dupree meets August West in a sports bar during her last semester of college. It's the conversation of a lifetime and sends sparks flying in every direction. The connection is undeniable, but the timing is all wrong. August is poised for the NBA draft, and Iris belongs to another man, basketball's golden boy and August's longtime rival. The two go their separate ways, but they often recall that electric night and what could have been. While August has embarked on his all-star life, studded with wealth and fame, Iris's perfect public relationship has become a nightmare behind closed doors, a tarnished dream of fool's gold. So, absolutely love that. Okay, so then I ended up seeing Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. So, y'all, S.A. Cosby is growing on me. Like, his writing is amazing. His writing style is amazing. And I literally was like, oh, you know what? Let me look for some S.A. Cosby while I'm in here. Found one book. Of course, King of Ashes was in there because that is a new release. But I literally found one book that I have not read of S.A. Cosby. And it was like, it was squished all the way up at the top in between some. Because you know, this book is little. So it was literally like this. And I'm like, and when I saw it, I grabbed it and I was like, I'm getting it. So Blacktop Wasteland, let me see. So I know that there are other covers of this because I saw another cover. That's why I was like, is this the same book? But this is a totally different cover than what you would see on Amazon. This book is about Bug Montage, honest mechanic, loving family man. He's no longer the criminal he was, the sharpest wheel man east of the Mississippi. But when his respectable life crumbles, a shady associate comes calling with a one-time job promising a huge payout. Inexorably drawn to the driver's seat and hunted by the ghost of his outlaw father, Bug is yanked back into a savage world of bullets and betrayal. I know this is going to be unhinged because if you've ever read anything by S.A. Cosby, you already know what kind of book that's about to be. So, also at Second and Charles, I ended up getting Linda Castillo, Down a Dark Road. And to be honest, I was just excited to find a book that I have not read of hers just in there, even if it was hardcover. I was like, I'm totally getting this. And if you don't know who Linda Castillo is, she literally has this Amish series. She just came out with a book called Rage, which I actually read last month as an art, which was amazing, 5-star. And she writes about these Amish murders in the Amish community. And I absolutely just love her writing style. So I decided to just pick this up because I'm like, I already know it's going to be good. So this is about 2 years ago. Joseph King was convicted of murdering his wife and sentenced to life in prison. He was a fallen Amish man and a known drug user with a violent temper. Now King has escaped and he's headed for Painter's Mill. News of a murderer on the loose travels like wildfire, putting Chief of Police Kate Burkholder and her team of officers on edge. This is personal for Kate. She grew up with Joseph King. As a 13-year-old Amish girl, she worshipped the ground he walked on. She never could imagine the nightmare scenario that unfolds when King shows up with a gun and takes his 5 children hostage at his Amish uncle's farm. Armed and desperate, he has nothing left to lose. Oh, this is definitely getting read next month because I love Linda Castillo. She is just like my comfort author, and that's just that. So now we're actually going to do my I want to say Target haul, I guess. So Target, I don't know if the sale is still going on right now, but Target was having a buy 2 get 1 free. And that is very rare for Target to have that sale. I go to Target faithfully. I'm sorry if y'all don't shop at Target because of all the controversy surrounding all the racial things, but I mean, I'm sorry, I still go to Target. You know, it's there. So and it's very rare that you will actually find sales like this at Target. So I literally took advantage of the buy 2 get 1 free. So I ended up getting 6 books, but y'all know it's really not buy 2 get 1 free. It's literally buy 3 for the price of 2. So really they just take the whole total of 3 books and split it in equal parts. Because if you, and Publix does the same thing, buy 1 get 1 free, but it's not buy 1 get 1 free, it's buy 1 get 1 for the price of 2. So we'll start with Verity by Colleen Hoover. So I've actually heard some great things about this book. I've seen a lot of great reviews about this book, and I love thrillers. Y'all know I'm a thriller girl through and through. And I actually saw this book, I don't know who channel. I saw this book on someone's YouTube channel. I can't even remember, but I had wrote this down and decided I definitely want to take a look at this. When I decide to read this will be my first book by Colleen Hoover. So this book is about Lowen Ashley is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin when she accepts the job offer of a lifetime. Jeremy Crawford, husband of best-selling author Verity Crawford, has hired Lowen to complete the remaining books in a successful series his injured wife is unable to finish. Lowen arrives at the Crawford home ready to sort through years of Verity notes and outlines, hoping to find enough material to get her started. What Lowen doesn't expect to uncover in the chaotic office is an unfinished autobiography, Verity, never intended for anyone to read. Page after page of bone-chilling admissions, including Verity's recollection of the night her family was forever altered. This is supposed to be like a romance thriller, so I definitely want to read this because I really heard a lot of great reviews about that book. And then also I've heard a lot of great things about John Mars, and I watch a YouTuber. Her YouTube channel is Danny Reed. So if y'all like thrillers, you definitely should check her channel out. She does a lot of good reviews on thrillers. So this is where I get a lot of my book recommendations from, because she's a thriller girl through and through like myself. So I kind of just write down like all the books that she has read that I haven't read to just try to at least just try them out at least like once to see if I like the writing style. This is called You Killed Me First. And when I tell y'all, she raves about John Mars. So I really want to get a chance to see what her hype is all about. It's November 5th, and a woman awakens to a nightmare, bound and gagged. She lies trapped in the heart of a towering bonfire. As the smoke thickens, panic sets in. She's moments away from being engulfed in flames. How did it come to this? So, yeah, I even like the cover. The cover is really nice. Okay, so this is another book that I have been seeing all over my social media. This is called Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. I'm not really sure what genre this is. I think this is dark romance. But I'm willing to at least try it out. I really wanted to get the second book. I think the second book was caught up from my video from last week. I really want to try this book once to see if I like the writing style. I really don't like buying sequels or trilogies until I've looked at the first book, and the first book was really good, because I don't like wasting money. And if this book is not good, I'm gonna definitely sell it back. This book on the back says, I want someone with a soul as black as night, someone who would burn the world down for me and not lose a single minute of sleep over it. Trauma nurse Allie Capalucci doesn't need any more kinks. She likes the one she's landed on just fine. To her, nothing could top the masked men she follows online. She fantasizes about one man in particular hunting her down, but she never could have guessed that one drunken text could make those dreams into reality. So I can definitely tell by the synopsis that is definitely dark romance. So another book that I have been hearing about is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. When this came out, everybody named Mama was actually reading this. And I decided, okay, while the hype is not hyping anymore, I'm just going to go ahead and buy this. So this is about, when it comes to love, Emma is cursed. Every guy she dates finds his true love after they break up. That is the story of my life. But it turns out she's not the only one afflicted with this condition. His name is Justin, and his Reddit thread about being love's good luck charm has gone viral. Now, the two have come up with an ingenious plan. If they date each other, their curses will cancel out and they'll go on to find their soulmate. Only Justin wasn't supposed to be so unbelievably cute and hilarious. So this seems like it's actually going to be a good read, and that's also going to be my first Abby Jimenez book. So I know, y'all, I'm kind of like in my romance era right now. So this will be my first Elsie Silver book. I've also been seeing her books a lot. I will literally try an author like one time, even if I have to buy the book. I did try to get this on Libby, but of course it was on hold. So I was like, you know, I'll just buy the book. So this is about when Tabitha's nephew guardianship is contested, she decides she'll do whatever it takes to keep him in Rose Hill, even if it means marrying the enemy, Rise Dupree, a man who is secretive, Brody, and completely infuriating, a man whose work takes him away for weeks on end and brings him back covered in mysterious bruises. Ones he won't talk about. In fact, Tabitha and Rye barely talk at all, which would be fine, except when he's not talking, he's staring. And the way he looks at her is borderline indecent. So I am definitely interested to see what kind of book this is. Of course, it's romance. And then, of course, y'all already know in a way why I got this, because it's green, it's beautiful. And I'm like, oh, yes, like, gotta pick this up. So the next one I got from Target it's called Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. And I've actually been seeing these on my social media as well. See, this is why I gotta stay off the internet, because y'all just influence me too much, and I need to read the 200 books that I already have. I actually have more than 200. I actually have at least 100 and maybe 70 books that are in storage from like when we had our house fire. Like all that stuff is in storage. So I think here, since we've been in the rental home, I've probably accumulated like 200 books. When I said that I would just read books on my Kindle, obviously that did not happen because there are sales that I just cannot pass up. So I've actually been seeing a lot of these. I don't know. I like to research. So I don't know if these are like sequels, trilogies, because it was like different, because it was like different ones. It was like, I don't know the names of them, but it had like a 7. So it was basically like different books maybe of like the same series. But I'll probably have to like research that. But I just picked up this because I did see someone with this on my Instagram. And I was like, oh, that looks really interesting. So this is about Johnny Kavanaugh. Has everything going for him. On the rugby pitch, he's a force to be reckoned with, even plagued with a hidden injury. Everyone knows he's heading straight for the top, but that means there's no room for mistakes or distraction. Not even the shy new girl at Tolman College, the one with the sad eyes and concealed bruises. He needs to stay focused, keep his cool, and not let anything get in the way of the bigger picture, except before he knows it, the lonely girl has become his only picture. So this seems like it's going to be a really cute romance. Oh, y'all, I am doing good time because I'm not talking as much. Okay, so now then we're going to jump to the Target not by my house, but I went to the Target by my job. And I just said that I was going to look around, and then I ended up just getting 6 books. Oh, so I will tell y'all how much I actually paid for these books. So for these books was $51, which was not bad at all. And then these 6 were $61. And y'all cannot beat that. Y'all cannot beat that. I'm sorry, because y'all already know 2 books is like $40. So this book is called Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. And I actually learned about this author from Danny Reads again, because y'all, I absolutely love her channel. I'm telling y'all, if y'all want some good thriller vlogs, make sure y'all go subscribe to her channel. So I follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And she has some really great book recommendations. And she talks about Riley Sager a lot. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see what the hype is all about, because I want to read some good thrillers outside of my comfort authors. So this book is about the worst thing to ever happen on Hemlock Circle occurred in Ethan Marsh's backyard. On July 19-year-old Ethan and his best friend and neighbor Billy fell asleep in a tent set up on a manicured lawn in a quiet, quaint New Jersey cul-de-sac. In the morning, Ethan woke up alone. During the night, someone had sliced the tent open with a knife and taken Billy. He was never seen again. So look at the cover. Even the cover is like super cute. And y'all know we all love cute book covers. And y'all know I love making cute flat lays. So the next book, and the thing about this Target, they did not have a lot of books. This particular Target by my job, because I think that one's more in like I'm gonna say McDonough is like, it's small, but because it's so small, more people shop there, put it like that. So like I live in Atlanta, so even though where I live, like Camp Creek, even though that's a Target there, it's just like, it's multiple Targets just still in the Atlanta area than it is just all the way in McDonough. So, and if you've ever been to McDonough, you know McDonough, there's nothing there. So I think pretty much people had just raided the place already. So this is called The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. So I got another book because I couldn't find anything else. And y'all know it's buy 2, get 1 free. So I had to make the books match. So this is about a recently widowed actress trying to escape a streak of bad press, has retreated to the peace and quiet of her family's lake house in Vermont. Armed with a pair of binoculars and several bottles of bourbon, she passes the time watching Tom and Katherine Royce, the glamorous couple living in the house across the lake. They make for good viewing. A tech innovator, Tom is powerful and a former model. Katherine is gorgeous. One day on the lake, Casey saves Katherine from drowning, and the two strike up a budding friendship. But the more they get to know each other and the longer Casey watches, it becomes clear that Katherine and Tom's marriage isn't as perfect as it appears. So that's The House Across the Lake. So that seems very spooky. So the next one is another Riley Sager book. And I absolutely just love the cover of her books. Like, this one's so pretty. I love the colors. So this one is called The Only One Left, and it's about a 17-year-old, Lenora Hope, hung her sister with a rope. Now reduced to a schoolyard chant, the Hope family murders shocked the Maine coast one bloody night in 1929. While most people assume 17-year-old Lenora was responsible, the police were never able to prove it. Other than her denial after the killings, she has never spoken publicly about that night, nor has she set foot outside Hope's Inn, the cliffside mansion where the massacre occurred. Oh, this seems good. I may have to put this on the top of my TBR because, oh yeah, I gotta read that. I gotta read all these. Like, it's just no stopping. I gotta read all these. So now this particular book, this is the Rom-Commers by Katherine Center. So I actually found this book recommendation from Booked by Aaliyah. She's also on YouTube, and I absolutely love her channel. I wish that she made more than like one video a week. You know how with some YouTubers, you can literally just watch them all the time. And like Danny Reed's, let me see, Kayla's Bookish Vibes, Booked by Aaliyah. It's so many booktubers. It's so many that I watch that I absolutely just enjoy watching. Amber Burns, like, I absolutely just love them. I literally could just watch them all week, like episodes of like a series or something. But Booked by Aaliyah, she also read this, I think for her June TB. I think she had this on her June TBR, and she said that it was really good and it was funny, and I love funny and good. So I just decided to pick this up because I've seen this so many times. So this book is about Emma Wheeler desperately longs to be a screenwriter. She spent her life studying, obsessing over, and writing romantic comedies, good ones, that win contests. But she's also been the sole caregiver for her kind-hearted dad, who needs full-time care. Now, when she gets a chance to rewrite a script for famous screenwriter Charlie Yates, her personal writing guide, it's a break too big to pass up. So I definitely think this is going to be like super funny. So, and then I love the solid sprayed edges. And I mean, this book is just so cute. It's really pretty. I can't wait to do a flat like with that. Okay, so now the next book is by Danielle G. Miller. This is called The Orphanage by the Lake. I've not read anything by this author before, but like I told y'all before, I'm willing to try anything once. And this book is about Hazel. She wants a new life. She's 30 years old, single, and her private investigation business is months away from folding. Her luck takes a turn when Madeline Hemsley, a mysterious socialite, pays Hazel a visit with an offer too enticing to resist. An orphan girl has disappeared from a children's home, the Orphanage by the Lake, as the locals call it, and Madeline wants Hazel to find her. At first glance, it appears to be a standard runaway case, but as Hazel plunges into the investigation, she finds signs of something more. Bloodstains, cryptic symbols, sinister figures shadowing her every move. So I'm hoping this is really good because I think this may have been like one of, well, nothing's free. So I'm not going to say like one of the free ones. Okay, so now the last book that I purchased from my Target haul was called The Score by Elle Kennedy. I've actually been seeing some of her books as well. I've never read any of her books. So pretty much besides the books from Second and Charles, all of these authors are pretty much new to me. So this would just be like new reads for me. And usually the kind of romances that I read is, I have my authors that I really love, like Danielle Allen, Nina Hyde, Kennedy Ryan now. Let me see who else writes really great romance novels. Like, I'm really not a romance reader, so I've really been discovering all of these new authors that I love who writes really great romance novels. So some of the authors that I want to get into is Jaquel J, Kimberly Brown. I've seen, like, it's pretty much like urban romance. And let me see, I think it's J.L. Seegers. So I'm really trying to get into like some urban romance because I don't know, those just appeal to me a little bit more. And I mean, sometimes some romances, like, I don't really like corny romances. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, I really don't like corny romances. I really like spicy romance novels. So I just have like the people that like I'm safe with, like Nina High and Danielle Allen. I love their books. But I've been seeing this, so I was like, oh, you know what? Let me, I want to try an L. Kennedy book. And this is about Allie Hayes is in crisis mode. With graduation looming, she still doesn't have the first clue about what she's going to do after college. To make matters worse, she's nursing a broken heart that, thanks to the end of her long-term relationship. While rebound sex is definitely not the solution to her problems, but gorgeous hockey star Dean De Laurentiis is impossible to resist. Just once, though, because even if her future is uncertain, it sure as heck won't include the king of one-night stands. Okay. So this is actually, this is actually book 3, but I really don't care. I be reading books all out of order. So now I am doing a really great time. So I guess I won't have to, I guess I won't have to do like a second video. So yesterday, I ended up going to Books A Million with one of my kids. I took her to get 2 books. And I just don't enjoy hardcovers. So I ended up finding Blood at the Root because I've been waiting for the paperback. So I found it and I decided to get this because I have the audio version, but I really like to do immersive reading. So I got this with no hesitation. So I'm so glad I found this. So this book is about 10 years ago. Malik's life changed forever the night his mother mysteriously vanished and he discovered he had uncontrollable powers. Since then, he has kept his abilities hidden, looking out for himself and his younger foster brother, Tay. So, I cannot wait to read this. I've been wanting to read this for forever. And the next book that I got was called Ghost Camera by Darcy Coates. I've been hearing a lot about this author, never read anything by her before. And I absolutely love the front of the cover. So they had Books A Million had a lot of her books. So I am just literally like, Books A Million had a lot of their books. So I'm absolutely excited to read a book by Darcy Coates. So this book says, when Janine finds an abandoned Polaroid camera, she playfully snaps a photo without a second thought. But there's something wrong with the image. A ghostly figure stands in the background watching her, fixated on her, moving one step closer with every picture she takes. So y'all, I'm like, this better be good because the front of this is so dope. So I got that from Books A Million. And then this was actually on my wish list for my Amazon cart. And I'm sorry, y'all, I do shop at Amazon because a lot of, especially like when it comes to independent authors, you can really only find their books on Amazon or through their website if they have it. But I love Tananarive Due. I've read The Reformatory and y'all, it was amazing. So if y'all are into like historical fiction thrillers, some supernatural magical realism, I definitely would recommend Tananarive Due. I mean, her books are so amazing. So I really want to start reading her backlist. And I just went through Amazon looking for her books and I saw this one and then I saw this in Books A Million. So I ended up picking it up from Books A Million and it's called The Between. Like, the cover is so gorgeous. So this book is about when Hilton was a boy, his grandmother sacrificed her life to save him from drowning. 30 years later, he begins to suspect that he was never meant to survive that accident and that dark forces are working to rectify that mistake. when Hilton's wife, the only elected African-American judge in Dade County, Florida, begins to receive racist hate mail from a man she once prosecuted, Hilton becomes obsessed with protecting his family. I know this is going to be good. You don't even have to tell me because the reformatory was amazing. I know that's going to be good, hands down. So these book recommendations I got from Book by Aaliyah. Well, this one. So we'll start with this one. I think she read this last month. So it's called Till Summer Do Us Part, and she was raving about this book. It's by Megan Quinn. So I went on a hunt to actually find this book. I found it at Books A Million, but the crazy thing is I didn't see her video until like that Wednesday after I went to Target by my house first. And the Target by my house actually had the book. Then when I went to Target on Thursday, they didn't have this. So then I went to Books A Million and they had it, and I just got it there. So this is about Scotty Price. Just started a new job, and it's a real sausage fest. She's the only woman on a team filled with Brads and Chads. Expecting a bachelor pad atmosphere, she is quickly corrected when she finds out everyone is happily married. In an effort to impress her boss, Scotty mentions her non-existent husband in a company meeting. But eagle-eyed Chad points out her lack of a wedding ring. Panicked, Scotty creates a story about an unhappy marriage. Unfortunately for Scotty, her boss has a solution, a one-to-one session with the best marriage counselor in the Northeast, who happens to be her boss's husband. Man, this seems like it was funny, and Aaliyah said that it was really funny and it was really good. And she did say it was some spicy scenes, so I'm really excited to pick that book up and read it. So I decided to try out maybe 2 of Megan Quinn's books. However, I think these are like a series, but I don't really care. Hopefully they're standalone books in the series. So I picked up Megan Quinn Bridesmaid Uncovered because, it just seemed like it would be really good. So it says, Everly Plum is delighted to be heading up the Bridesmaid for Hire program at Magical Moments by Maggie. And when Hardy Hopper, one of their billionaire investors, approaches Everly for help with his friend's wedding, she's more than happy to step in. But Hardy has an extra assignment for her. His ex-girlfriend will be the maid of honor, opposite his role at best man, and he wants Everly's help getting her back. So this is Bridesmaid Undercover. So this one called So Not Meant to Be. This is also by Megan Quinn. And I'm assuming like these right here are like the books in the series, which I didn't even see these. So I was just like, I'll just pick these up. And I'm not really worried about reading these in chronological order. Friends with J.P. Crane, that's laughable. He firmly believes men and women can't be friends and work together. So it's safe to say Kelsey Gardner wants nothing to do with him. He's annoyingly loud, obnoxiously handsome, and has made an art out of pushing Kelsey's buttons all day, every day. No, thank you. So you can imagine how horrified Kelsey is when she not only has to fly out to San Francisco with JP for work, but also stay in the same penthouse during the trip. Oh, that seems like it's going to be really, really good. So that is actually, y'all. Well, that is actually my haul from last week. Y'all, I broke the bank, okay? But I think I still did really good. However, I have not included the books that I order on Amazon, but that'll be like in a whole nother video because I won't be getting those books until Wednesday. However, leave in the comments what your book recommendations are. You know, if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned on my channel. If you don't know what to write in the comments, just leave a book emoji. And if you know what to write, just leave me a comment. Just leave me a comment. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you share my channel with other people who may like bookish content. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.